Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and with me as always is Scribe. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And the lovely SDA is joining us. Say hi, some dumb American.
Ah, that was weird. Try it again.
I
I
Redo
want to
it.
get your whole name so that people get if they want to look you up.
Oh, hi.
Okay.
You threw me
Jeez.
off.
Oh my God, you
You
have a
couldn't just say
one-track mind.
hi.
You threw off my groove.
You have a groove?
Ouch.
How SDA got her groove back.
Oh man, let's find out that story.
Hey, congratulations. Scribe hit 1,000 subs today.
Yay.
Yay! Thank
It's
you,
about
and
time. Hey.
yeah, thanks everybody in the chat who might be subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, you might check me out and see if you want to. It's
Did you
no
remember to
pressure.
put our links in the description?
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
did. They're down there. You
Okay,
could
they're
look.
down there. Go
Yay!
go subscribe to Scribe.
Let's get the news out of the way before we get into the drama stuff, shall we?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Bill O'Reilly did a lost of his job.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Did a lost of his job? Is that up there with do the sex?
Yes.
Doing the sex.
Okay.
So essentially, a sexual harassment claim was filed against him, several of them, several lawsuits, no criminal charges or anything like that. But what ended up happening was Fox News decided that it would be a great idea to settle. All the advertisers pulled, so they kicked Bill O'Reilly.
Now, see, what's interesting to me is that this isn't any kind of news, because anybody who's been, at least cognizant of Bill O'Reilly's career over the last several years, he had a giant sexual harassment case come against him by a former employee at Fox named Andrea Macris.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a whole reports of what he was saying to her over phone calls and things like that involving a loofah or something.
Oh, yes, yes.
And so this isn't new. This has been going on in one way, shape, or form for years. So the fact that he suddenly got dogpiled all of a sudden might have just been sort of held off for a long time. But it was now whether or not these allegations are true, who knows? If they're not going to go to court,
Right.
and they're
Well,
settling
because
anyway.
none of them are, it's not going to court. Nothing's a criminal charge. So,
Right. But it's just bad PR. And when the advertisers start pulling out and Riley becomes poison to the bottom line, then yeah, Fox just kind of has to be pragmatic about it, I guess.
So is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not, when it's just a claim and it's just a lawsuit against somebody who's rich and famous, I have a hard time taking the claims at face value that this happened because I just don't know. So I just think it's really easy to, because like I'm assuming that the settlement was nothing to sneeze at. So.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, if they wanted to quiet this down as quickly as they can and move on,
Right.
cut Riley
So,
loose. Yeah.
the validity, I question the validity of things that are just settled in lawsuits like this with big corporations and stuff like that.
Well, given the fact that we just had Roger Ailes, the chairman of Fox News, have to step down because of similar accusations of stuff, it's just like this is just bad all around for Fox News. So they're probably just chomping at the bit to get rid of this. So now the question I have in mind is, who takes over Riley's time slot and or show?
Okay. So what's going to happen is I have the whole thing on this. So
okay.
Starting at 5, Eric Bowling is getting a show.
Oh Jesus!
So at 5, and then at 6, it's still going to be Brett Baer. And then at 7, they are going to just give Martha McCallum her own show. She's been doing the first 100 days, so she's just going to get a show. Then at 8, they've moved Tucker Carlson to 8.
Oh, my God.
Wow, prime time.
Then they have moved the 5 to 9, which irritates me because it's the 5 and they're supposed to be on a 5, but whatever. So the 5 is at 9, then Hannity's at 10, and then they redo the 8 o'clock show, I think, at 11.
You see, you watch Fox News, because I don't know the lineup.
My parents have watched Fox News for years, so I know the lineup.
I know some of the personalities you named off. I didn't know what the schedule was.
Yeah, I'm very familiar.
Bill O'Reilly with Tucker Carlson.
Well, Tucker Carlson has just been, if you don't watch Tucker Carlson, you should.
I watch some of the clips that end up on YouTube. I'm not a huge fan of his because he's a smarmy little jackass.
Mm-hmm.
He's a smart enough guy and all, but I'm looking at it more from the demographic, because Bill O'Reilly has an incredibly old demographic,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
the little nerd in the bow tie I just don't think is going to carry that audience.
Does he still wear the bow tie?
He does.
Okay, yeah, the bow tie. You remember the? I'm sure you saw it. The old clip from a Crossfire with Tucker Carlson and Jon Stewart, and them arguing back and forth.
Sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
Yeah. So for anybody's reference, if you really want to see Tucker Carlson just thrown to the mat, look up Crossfire, Tucker Carlson, and Jon Stewart, and it was one of Crossfire's last shows on CNN because Jon Stewart completely deconstructs that show, and I think single-handedly ended Crossfire for that era on CNN with that one show. It was amazing.
Well, Crossfire had been in decline for years just because of how
Yes.
retarded they had gotten.
Yeah, it was.
But that was definitely a final nail.
Do you think Fox News?
Lady Monkey is.
Oh, sorry.
People are asking about Lady Monkey. She's laying down with the baby right now. She may listen in later.
I was going to ask, what do you think of the possibility that Fox hires Tomi Lahren at some point?
Well, they can't until September.
Right.
Yeah, and there's no real place for her to go. I mean, I'm sure they might make a place. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but
I could see her ending up on the morning show.
I don't know if she'd be happy with the morning show.
Well, you gotta start somewhere.
That's really well, I don't know. I mean, she might want to stay with internet stuff.
That's true. She ends up on the Young Turks.
And the other thing is that she got fired from the Blaze for being pro-choice. And that's not the pro-choice people are not exactly Fox News's core audience.
Yeah, but then Megyn Kelly was kind of, I mean, she was pretty high up on Fox for quite a while, and she had some views that were not necessarily Fox appropriate either, but she kept her job too, so.
Yeah, there were some knee pads in that.
Now.
I take it you're not a fan of Megyn Kelly.
I'm really not. She was never that good, and I. Saying this after all of that stuff happened, I really said this stuff before, I promise. She was just never that good of an interviewer, in my opinion. And she was hired more for her pretty face than her mind. And there's a lot of people on Fox like that. There's a lot. Fox actually hires some pretty beautiful women who
are stupid.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
No, they do. It's like an issue with them.
Well, you got to have a reason for viewers to tune in, and sex appeal has always worked.
Imagine that.
Yeah. There's a reason beer feature beautiful women and not the fat guys who drink beer.
Unless it's like for comedy's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's beautiful women hanging off the fat guys.
Yeah, which means they have money.
Yes, it does.
Let's see what else is going on in the world. So Aaron Hernandez hung himself in prison.
Aww.
If you don't know who Aaron Hernandez was, he was a former NFL star who had been convicted in a life sentence for having killed someone. And just last week, he'd been acquitted in a separate trial for the murders of two other people, I believe, in that same incident that caused him to get a conviction the first time. So, and last I heard, like right after that happened.
Thank you, Point.
Oh, what did Point do?
Gave me money.
Point.
The pretty face for the channel, monkey.
Oh, gum money. So he'd been acquitted of two murders last week. And when that story broke last week, the radio also reported that, from his lawyers at least, that he was preparing an appeal for the first case in which he was convicted because they said that the information that came out with the second case would tend to show his innocence in the first case.
So why did he do the pseudosides?
Let's see. I'll read portions of the story. Maybe they mentioned something about it, or if he left any kind of note or indication. Hernandez, who was serving a life oh my God. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
this other window I have open keeps playing this goddamn video that I don't want it to play. I've turned off the sound to it. I'm sorry.
Turn off your porn.
No, it's the Venezuela riot thing, and it just
Gotcha.
blared into my ears. We'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, Hernandez, who was serving a life sentence, was alone in his cell in general population wing and had, quote, attempted to block his door from the inside by jamming the door with various items. Massachusetts State Police are investigating his death. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner is conducting an autopsy. Let's see. Jose Baez, an attorney for Hernandez, had been retained by the athlete's family to investigate the circumstances surrounding his death and will act as the executor of his estate. Yeah, he hung himself in his cell. A bed sheet was tied around a support in his window when he hung himself there.
But why?
Well, I'm guessing because he was looking at a life sentence without parole. But yeah, it is kind of odd because, as his family says, quote, Aaron was looking forward to an opportunity for a second chance to prove his innocence.
Well, that's when you wait till that fails and then, and then see how that goes and then yourself.
You would think, unless they have unless they've had information they haven't revealed yet or haven't found, it seems odd that given his victory, he would just give it all up. But then who knows what his mental state was? Who knows what else was going on? So anyway,
it could also be that the prospect on the other charge wasn't as good as the other two murders.
Right. I mean, the lawyers who'd been looking at the case I read the other day said that the chance of him A, getting another trial on the first murder, and B, having it overturned were slim to impossible. Not necessarily impossible, but about as slim as you could ask for.
I don't know. I just feel like you'd wait till you get a solid no, and then
you'd think, but that could take decades and
suicides.
decades or something. So who knows? But anyway, so now, of course, the suspicions are, he was murdered in his cell or something.
Yes, I was about to say that. There's already the conspiracy theory starting.
Yeah. So we will see on that one. The only other news I found was there's massive riots / protests in Venezuela, a story that has probably been drowned out by Syria and everything else the last several days, if not more so. So 2 people were shot dead as opponents of President Nicolas. I keep saying Nicolas. Why do I say Nicolas? Maduro flooded the streets of Caracas and other Venezuelan cities Wednesday, battling security forces in what's been dubbed the mother of all marches.
Oh, dear Lord.
Against the embattled socialist leader. Tens of thousands of protesters made an unsuccessful attempt to march to downtown Caracas as security forces fired tear gas and rubber bullets into the crowd. Carlos Romero, that's one of the guys that died. Let's get down to the why. Let's see. The 2 killings bring to 7 the death toll since protests began 3 weeks ago over the Supreme Court's decision to strip the opposition-controlled Congress of its last remaining powers, a move that was later reversed, but not before enraging the opposition and causing a storm of international criticism. The charges that Venezuela is moving toward a full-blown dictatorship come against a backdrop of an ever-deepening economic crisis. The Supreme Court's decision energized Venezuela's fractious opposition, which had been struggling to channel growing disgust with Maduro over widespread food shortages, triple-digit inflation, and rampant crime. And then another story that also came out today that is related, sort of, after knowing that there's a big riot and protests and everything in Venezuela over economic issues and dictatorship. Cash-strapped Venezuela, a major funder of Trump inauguration. President Nicolas Maduro may be struggling to feed Venezuela, but his socialist administration still managed to make a $500,000 donation to Donald Trump's inauguration, records released Wednesday show. Inaugural committee records filed with the Federal Election Commission show Citgo Petroleum, a U.S. affiliate of Venezuela's state oil company PDVSA, was one of the biggest corporate donors to events surrounding the swearing-in ceremony. Yeah, and they beat out Walmart, Verizon, and Pepsi in the donation realm of the inauguration. So
that seems a weird way for them to spend their money.
It does, doesn't it? It does. But anyway, I don't know if that'll bubble up to more prominence in the near future if Venezuela goes dictatorship or something. But That's all the news I found that was interesting. That isn't just a complete depression fest.
Yeah, I remember reading about the whole opposition thing in Venezuela a week or so ago. I didn't realize it had turned into full-blown riots.
Yep.
Huh.
The only other news, I guess, today was I heard more information on Goldilocks, as she's being called, the Berkeley protester who got punched in the face.
Yeah, fuck that cunt.
Let's see. Matt Christensen did a good video sort of covering what is known and some more video evidence that was found to show sort of a timeline of what happened. And that his punching her in the face was not their first interaction that day, apparently. They had themselves scuffled against each other in some fashion prior to the big punch.
Well, I've seen video where they go through her statement and they actually show, because she says she got punched and then pushed to the ground, punched a couple more times, and people beating her head on the rock.
Yeah.
She got punched and that was it.
Yeah.
She's asking for $45,000 to help with her medical bills.
Wow.
My favorite part of her video is she said she got a cut on her nose.
And it's not there.
But it's healed. No, she actually says it's healed some now.
There's nothing there.
Her skin heals so fast. In 3 days, a cut on her nose healed completely.
She's
with
Wolverine.
No
she's got an adamantium
skeleton.
That was
my thought.
That's how she could take that punch. Oh my God, she's a mutant.
Oh, fucking nasty bitch.
I wonder if her hair's like
she does softcore porn.
What?
Yeah, apparently she's a cam girl. There's a
Google.
a video linked on my Twitter. I retweeted it right before we went live. Somebody did a parody song set to Baby Got Back. I forget what they called it, but yeah, they actually show nothing, not the whole perverted thing, but she's there, the camel toe's about ready to be touched. Yeah, she likes to do some porn.
Oh, thank you, Google. Oh, holy shit.
Yep.
Oh, God. Oh,
yeah.
No. What
that's what she needs $45,000
for. Are you okay?
Well, so, I mean, it's funny because someone took the picture of her fully exposing herself and covered her with Pepe's.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's very suggestive, but everything that's bad is covered up with meme images, which is hilarious.
Somebody asked in chat, does her smush cookie have dreads too?
Is that a smush cookie? That's not a smush cookie.
Oh, and her legs are unshaven. Oh, God. No.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's hairy porn. I should have warned you about that.
No. Wrong. Bad. Wrong. Nope. I'm done.
So
they did update the GoFundMe, and it says, like, I'm fine, don't give me money.
You mean everybody called her out for needing $45,000 for a doctor?
Yeah, but she's gonna keep the money.
Of course she is.
Yeah, the $6,000 or $7,000 already collected. Oh yeah, she'll keep that. Just for fun.
This was a setup from the beginning. The cunt went there looking for this.
Yeah. If she hadn't gotten any pushback, do you think she would have changed her GoFundMe? I doubt it.
No. I know she wouldn't. Since we're on to drama now, shall we dive into DaddyOFive?
I'd prefer not to Michael Phelps DaddyOFive, but by all means, if you feel the need, go ahead.
Oh, why'd you have to make it worse?
That's my job?
Yeah, I guess. So for those of you who haven't kept up with DaddyOFive, there's now just one video on his channel. Why this fucker still has a channel is beyond me, but the only one up there is his apology, titled, what is it? Shit, I forgot the name of the video.
Oh, something tears apart a family.
Family destroyed over false accusations.
There we go.
Accusations, the lesser known spelling AQUISATIONS. Acquisitions. Anyhow, he also updated the about page on this. It says, "This is my crazy life. We always thought our lives would make an awesome movie. So we as a family decided," that's all caps there.
Mhm.
To make this YouTube channel just for fun, thank you everyone for watching our channel. Please keep in mind videos are fake and being acted out. Our videos are for entertainment purposes only. No child was harmed in the making of our videos.
Okay, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of stuff in there that you can't fake. It's not
Thank you, Point.
fakeable.
Well, the one Keemstar had a new drama alert right before we went live. And if you saw my video today, I had a big problem with Keemstar's last video where he interviewed these fucking twits. But in his new one, Keemstar has abandoned ship too because of the video that Phil DeFranco highlighted today, where the one son and the daughter are playing a game where you take an empty bottle and you flip it. If it lands on its bottom, nothing happens to you. If it lands any other way, you get slapped.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The little girl flips the bottle. Oh, no. Wait. This gets worse.
Okay.
The little girl flips the bottle. It lands sideways. And the boy's like, I don't want to hit her. And the dad sits there and he orders his son to slap his daughter.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
At which point, the kid finally walks over and slaps the shit out of her.
Ah.
What's the dad do? Yells at the boy. Doesn't check to see if his daughter's okay at all. No. Yells at the boy for what he just ordered him to do. And that's what it finally takes to get Keemstar to say, yeah, this is abuse. Which is also probably why they shut down all of their videos and only have the one left up. But nice try, guys. It's already all been downloaded. That shit's out there for the whole world. Yeah. How you can look at this channel and not see... Oh, there's a few of them. Okay, I can see. Maybe it's not definitive enough for you, but if you did any digging at all...
If you just watched more than 2 videos, I mean...
Look at the fucking thumbnails. More than half of them are his children fucking crying. How is that entertainment, you douchebag?
I mean, to me it's not, but...
Yeah. Fuck that guy. And I hope he gets his children taken away. But remember, no children were harmed in the making of those videos.
How can you see those videos and believe that?
Some people think it's fake, and some people think it's okay because the children get presents.
No, that's not how that works. Most people
did you guys see
abused not pregnant, sorry.
Oh, God.
Presents from their abusers. Like that's just that's
did you
part
see
of it. Sorry.
Keemstar's interview last night?
I did.
No. I didn't.
Thank you, Peter. Keemstar done fucked up trying to defend those cunts. Yeah, I did. In his interview, he says, I think a lot of people are just upset that you didn't take Cody with you to Disneyland. Can we get a commitment from you to take him? No, dumbass. That is not the point. That is not what everybody's upset about. That makes it worse for some people, but the whole problem is that he's being abused, you fucking douche nugget.
Well, and then he switched his story from he smeared poop everywhere to the toilet overflowing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so you're going to punish him for something that he, as a 6 or 7-year-old, probably couldn't help?
Oh, for me, the one,
What?
that whole thing, because he says he didn't actually did not smear poop all over. But that's the story they came up with because they didn't want him to be embarrassed.
That's fucking stupid. That is so stupid.
I don't think we need more evidence to see that these parents are stupid, but
no. Somebody asked about Cody and Emma's real mom. I do want to say something about that. I am not ready to jump on the real mom train.
Neither am I. I said this in the video that I put up today, that
you and I talked about this last night.
Yeah, we did. And I think, what we kind of agreed on was that, if you're in the skeptic community, you've probably said to yourself, it's so hard. Men have such a disadvantage when they want to get their kids. And it's like, okay, so, I mean, if that's true, which it is for the most part, how did this man end up with full custody of his children?
Well, there's two different stories with that. According to them, they got Cody because she did sign away rights for, in the interview I saw, she said 2 different times, 6 months and then a year. And supposedly, Heather, who is the fat cunt you see in all the videos, forged documents saying that she gave up her rights completely. Then Emma was actually taken away for abuse. And this is why I'm not ready to jump on the train. I don't know enough about her to say that she would be better for these children. I'm not saying she's worse. I'm not saying that her story is not true. I'm just saying right now I'm being skeptical of that.
We don't have any evidence. We just have what she says.
Exactly.
And the other thing, just
no, go ahead.
Like I said, I'm not saying anything definitively because I would need evidence to back any of this up. But when it comes to cycles of abuse like this, it's not entirely unlikely that this man would end up married to 2 similar women.
Oh yeah.
That's not unlikely at all. So, and you know, and both adults in this situation are incredibly manipulative, and so I wouldn't be surprised if in this clusterfuck, the biological mom is manipulative too. I'm not saying that she is. Like I said, I need evidence, but that's just me going off of what we know about how these types of relationships tend to work.
Yeah, I just don't know enough about her to say, yes, give the mother back. If this is where the state needs to step in and take a look at everything and make that decision. But I won't be hashtagging anything anytime soon until I see something that makes more sense. So
yeah, like I said, I would need to know exactly why those kids got taken away because, you know, as any rational skeptic trademark can tell you, it's very difficult for a man to get full custody of his kids. So
yes, it is.
That's
not just
what
custody,
makes me
full custody.
Yeah, that's what makes me raise an eyebrow. It's like, well, yeah, but how did you?
Amanda, what police report? Link it to me on Twitter.
Well, she filed a police report because of the YouTube videos.
It was better read, not Amanda, by the way.
Oh, was it? I'm sorry.
Yeah. They're both redheads. It's okay.
They all look the same.
I'm sorry, better red.
All redheads look the same. Hi, SDA.
Gingers.
I'm a dark ginger.
Oh my fucking God. Did you hear Mommy 05 actually refer to Cody as a ginger snap?
Yes, I did.
What?
He called him a crazy ginger snap. She called him.
Fuck?
And I was like, why would you? I was like, is that racist? I think is that kind of like calling your child an N-word or something? I don't know. Or being like, if it's gay, being like, yeah, it's just a fucked up little faggot. I don't know. It's kind of what it sounds like, though.
Better Red, if you have that police report, link it to me on Twitter.
If it's the police report I'm thinking of, it's the one where...
She said this was from last September. So it may still be about the videos, but...
Yeah. But I know that there was one about the videos that was filed. A lot of the stories about what's happened coming from the bio mom don't make a ton of sense, to be honest, to me.
Well, with them, I can't comment on her other than to say I don't know. I just don't know, and what I do know is not enough to comment.
Yeah.
So I am not ready to get on anybody's side on that part. I do think they need to be taken away from this fucking dad and that cunt he's married to. I don't have a lot more to say on that other than I'm glad that channel's going down, but I still don't understand why YouTube hasn't removed it yet.
I have been getting a lot of comments on my video about how, oh, his nose wasn't actually bleeding. I'm like, for one thing, you can see his nose bleeding. For another thing, even if his nose wasn't bleeding, he got pushed into a bookshelf, you fucking retard. Like, so what?
That fucking idiot again on Keemstar last night. He's talking about, well, he was rushing at me. Okay, he's rushing at you.
6.
He was trying to get out of a room where they were torturing
Yeah,
him.
I know. Like, that is so stupid.
I had to push him down. I wasn't done torturing him yet.
Right. It's like he just wanted to get out of the situation you had him in. I mean, you were destroying his tablet, you were torturing him, his older brother was hitting him, and he wanted to get out of the room, and so you pushed him in self-defense? Really? Fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, and I do want
I'm
to
sorry. It's
comment
just
on
the
there.
more that the dad tries to weasel his way out of this, the further into the hole he digs himself.
Well, if you watch the apology video, they're making this video because their family's torn apart. That's the name of the video. It starts out with that fat cunt in the background yawning. That's how torn up she is, just yawning. And he released a video last night on Twitter showing how torn up the kids are about all of this. And I'm sorry to laugh. It's just so funny. So the video starts out, and immediately the kids, just Cody and Emma, not the other ones, just Cody and Emma, go running over to fat cunt who's crying her eyes out. And Emma sits there the whole time looking like, now what? And Cody just hugs her the whole time.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. Now, I have to believe that this is real and not staged. I have to believe he just happened to start recording right as the children ran over there to hug on mom. And that Emma expresses her anguish by looking bored out of her fucking mind. It is the most staged, contrived shit.
Yeah, it's like if if you're gonna say that something's fake, say that part's fake.
Oh, there's a bunch of their videos that are fake, and they've all happened since this blew up.
Yeah, so I guess it's not totally a lie to say that they're faking a bunch of stuff.
Well,
It's not the stuff they want us to think that they're faking.
Yeah, they're people that they're good actors. No, look at the apology video. That's how bad of actors they are.
Yeah,
They can't
because
even
honestly,
fake
if Cody
a
can
tear.
fake that kind of, and she said the fat cow says this in the videos. She says, Cody should be an actor. That's what we think he's gonna do. And I'm like, no 6-year-old, 7-year-old is gonna be able to fake that kind of anguish.
There's a great moment in that video on Twitter as DaddyOFive is crying her eyes out. She screams, "Get this on camera." And he goes, "I'm getting it on camera." She goes, "No, get the good camera." I'm like, for real? Is that your first thought on everything? No, honey, get the high def camera so people can see this. Fuck them so hard. Now, I do feel bad for the kids because the kids are going to get fucked in all of this. There's no way that's not going to happen.
Right. Agreed.
But what can happen is they can stop the cycle and maybe get these kids some help so it doesn't get too bad.
Well, and they say that. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
They say that he has a counselor.
Well, no, she said they have a family counselor.
Okay.
And that he has talked to one, but it's their family counselor.
Well, that doesn't mean anything, really, then.
No, it really doesn't.
Because Keemstar brought up, like, would you be willing to have a counselor there while you film all this stuff, and so that the counselor can make sure everything's like hunky-dory? And it's like, what? That doesn't. How would that help anything?
Great, while the counselor's there.
Right.
Sorry, I'm getting all pissed off about this situation again.
As though you can't fake that while he's there, or he or whatever is there. Of course you can. You're not going to take the kid to counseling because you're the problem. This is actually something that psychologists, especially child psychologists, have to deal with. And that's when a parent takes their kid in because their kid is having issues. And then the psychologist has to be like, well, the issue might be somewhere in your mirror, just so you know.
Yeah, no,
and then the parents freak out because they don't want to be told that they're the problem. And so child psychologists often have the conundrum of, how to actually tell the parents that they're the problem, because the second that they tell the parents they're the problem, the parents typically yank the kids from therapy.
I do want to address one more thing. I've seen a couple of people talk about how if the children are removed from the home, they'll go into foster care and end up in a worse situation. That is not necessarily true. We do know from the videos, at least, that there's grandparents involved who could take them. A lot of times in these situations, they can go to family. And while there are problems in the family court system and with foster care, it's not always horrible. It's not always an after-school special. And yeah, they could end up in a worse place, but I'm hopeful that they won't. Right now, I know they're in a horrible place. And I'm not going to go with the devil we know when kids are being fucking abused.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Hey, Lady Monkey, they were asking about you in chat.
Little monkey.
But I don't have anything else to say on that. So
Yeah, I don't either.
Except I'm so glad that channel's going down. And YouTube, finish it off. You should have done that immediately, you assholes.
Well, it's interesting that they still haven't forcibly done anything to that channel.
Yeah, apparently at least they didn't say Islam, so no reason to shut it down.
Right? Like, beating up children is okay, but if I say anything that's not a shining review of Islam,
yeah,
I can't make any money. Yeah, okay, YouTube. Priorities. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it on that situation, though.
Okay. Scribe keeps going quiet on this because he hasn't watched as much of this as we have.
Well, there's that, and I mean, there's only so many different ways you can say it's bad.
So what else do we have? Wasn't there you were talking about Cloak and Dagger?
Oh, well, yeah, we could talk about the TV shows. And this isn't movies. So anybody in the chat that gets all sensitive about us talking about movies, it's not movies. It is Marvel comic stuff, and I'll be brief just because it's interesting bits and pieces for comic book nerds. So Marvel is putting out a 30-minute comedy show basing this off of one of the teenage younger super teams in the Marvel comics, being the New Warriors. Now, there are a whole bunch of characters in the New Warriors that would be difficult to bring onto TV given the licensing and complications of certain movie properties. But what they've decided to go with for the team on TV is Squirrel Girl, Night Thrasher, Speedball, Microbe, some character I'm not very familiar with. I believe her name is Deborah Harper. She doesn't have a superhero name. She just got a name. And also Mr. Immortal. Now, those of you who don't know who Mr. Immortal is, Mr. Immortal is a character from a joke comic book series, sort of, in the Marvel Universe called the Great Lakes Avengers. And the Great Lakes Avengers are sort of these wannabe superheroes with ridiculous superpowers. And Mr. Immortal is literally cannot be killed. Like that's just it. He doesn't have super strength. He can't fly. It's just that he cannot die no matter what happens. He could be incinerated by an atomizer and he just ends up alive again. Now why they bring him, and Squirrel Girl was originally on that team too. That was the whole thing. It was this sort of complete satire of superhero teams. So he's going to be on there. Night Thrasher is usually a pretty serious character. It's really odd to me that they're turning this into a comedy with that team and not just go to the Great Lakes Avengers. But anyway, they're conspiring behind us.
Well, people are asking to see Lady Monkey, and so I had her come over and look at the icon.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have to see this thing.
Oh shit, wrong button. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, it's fine. I'm not talking about anything serious. Are you going to post it on Twitter or something?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to.
Did she approve of it?
She did. She approved it.
Okay. Let's see. And the other thing, you can look this up today. The trailer came out for the live-action Cloak and Dagger show, which is coming out on whatever ABC's Family Network
Freeform.
channel is. Freeform, right? Now I have the collection of the original comic books for Cloak and Dagger, and their origin story and the setting in which it happened was really dark and gritty. I mean, like super duper dark and gritty, especially for a Marvel comic book. But this is back in the 80s when they could still get away with some of that stuff before it became too unfashionable to go sort of serious. And it was mature subject matter, not in the sense that it was like gory and just violence for violence sake. I mean, it dealt with some pretty serious stuff. I doubt they will be using much, if any, of that in the ABC Family Freeform channel. But the trailer did look promising. I'm not sure yet, but at least they weren't shying away from having a guy in a giant black cloak on top of a building and have a girl that can make daggers of light appear in her hand. So we'll see. There was also a neon sign for the Roxxon Corporation, and if anybody knows anything about Marvel lore, Roxxon is sort of like the one of the evil corporations in the Marvel universe that sort of opposes Tony Stark and a whole bunch of other things. So look up the trailer. It looks interesting. I can't say as to its quality yet. I'll have to wait until I can actually see the episodes. But it's at least doesn't look horrible to start off with. And the showrunner is someone who was working on the first season of Daredevil. So that's a good credit to have in your resume as far as I'm concerned.
For those of you who want to see the Lady Monkey icon, it is up on Twitter now.
Yay! I'm excited.
Speaking of Twitter, I woke up this morning and I was blocked from Twitter because I called.
What happened to you? Oh, I like it.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's cute. I like Lady Monkey.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Why was you with the block from Twitters?
Some guy last night got pissed off about our Angry MGTOW stream and then my video about DaddyOFive. He said in my video about DaddyOFive that I was saying it was okay to waterboard adults, because in my video what I said was that you can't that's waterboarding children. And then I stopped, and there's a new thought where I said, these are not your college buddies, asshole. Talking about you don't prank them, not in the same way you would children. And in his mind, this meant I was saying it was okay to abuse your children or abuse adults. In another comment, he actually addressed you, SDA.
Fucking dumb. Oh, what did I do?
Unfortunately, he's deleted all of these. He didn't like what you said in the MGTOW stream. Something you said there pissed him off. And he actually, in that comment, the only part of it that I remember is the part I actually replied to. He said that he's called out a lot of women, and when he has, they've broken up with him. And I said, maybe they've broken up with you because you're a fucking retard. And this triggered the shit out of him. Not only did he come to Twitter to start tweeting at me, he also hit my DMs, and I still saved all of those because those are fucking awesome.
I want to know why he was mad at me, though.
Throughout this conversation, he told me I was just like Angry MGTOW, that I was just like a feminist who once made fun of him, that me calling him a retard was saying that all victims of abuse are retards because he's been abused in his life.
What?
And he called me a rapist.
Why did he call you a rapist?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But he also spent a great deal of time talking about how I was trying to stifle his freedom of expression. And then the prick went and reported me for calling him a retard.
And you got blockadoodled from Twitter?
Oh, he blocked me there. But not before sending me a message saying that I was a pussy for deleting all of my comments on the videos. I didn't delete any comments. He deleted his, which automatically deleted mine because they were responses to his. Yeah, fucking asshole.
It's unfortunate it did make that you didn't save those.
I wish I had. But I do still have the DMs, and they might make an appearance in a Dear Dumbass one day. Fucker called me a rapist. Oh, well. What else do we have, guys?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I'm sorry. Was it something I said?
Well, let's see. I'll just plug my 1,000 subscriber thing again. I'm having an AMA on next Monday, and I'll be doing it before the monkey stream, so I don't cross over into obligatory territory. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer, and I will answer all of them. I can't promise I'll give you the answer you want, but I'll answer all of them. I've put up a little announcement video on my channel, and just post your question in the comments there. Make sure you put a question mark on it so I can tell. A lot of people are congratulating me in there, and I really appreciate that. I just need some kind of visual cue to tell me, distinguish a congratulations from a question. If you have a question you'd like to have read anonymously, because I will read the names of people on the comments, either direct message me your question on Twitter, or you can send me a message via the YouTube messaging thing. If you go to my About page, I'll be sure to check that as I go on. If for some reason the hour that I do the stream on isn't enough time to cover all the questions that I've received, I'll do a supplementary stream on Tuesday, the next day, to cover the rest of them. And there's my plug.
I'm going to plug Satsu's stream for tomorrow. Satsu joins us from time to time. He is streaming tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. It's his birthday stream. Tomorrow is his birthday, so stop by and make sure you guys wish him a happy birthday.
See all these April babies here.
Babies, fuck you.
Well, you were born in
I'm a
April.
grown-ass
She
man.
was born in April. Was Grand Monkey born in April?
Yes, actually.
Oh, see what I'm talking about? Geez, April's just, let's see, it's 9 months previous. So what is the best year for procreating, or best month? Let's see, 4 and then -5. So what, July?
July-ish, yeah, when everybody's getting naked for
Oh yeah, getting hot
summer.
and naked. There you go.
Did we have any questions? I saw Peter said he asked a question, but we must have missed it. Justified Magnitude asked if any of us watched Blair's stream. I caught about 2 minutes of it.
What stream?
Long enough to see Shu addressing, what the fuck was that? ContraPoint, right? ContraPoint?
Is ContraPoint, is that a satire channel, or is it? I haven't watched any of the videos. Because I looked at it and I thought, is this a send up of like trans channels or something? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Did you guys see real quick that Francesca Ramsey talked to Armored Skeptic?
Yeah, she put up some
No.
Twitter thing saying she spent 2 hours talking to him. I don't know. Did they do a stream or was it private? I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm really surprised though. Although that being said, if you're going to talk to anybody who's anti-SJW, talking to someone who's banging an SJW makes a little bit of sense.
Well, yeah.
The views expressed by SDA are not necessarily the views held by Monkey or Scribe.
They're not necessarily not the views held by Monkey either.
So again, does anybody know if ContraPoints is a serious, or is it a Poe, or what is it?
Judging by the stream today, I have to say not a Poe.
Okay.
I didn't see the whole thing, but dude seemed very triggered about how Blair addresses Riley Dennis. Because the one part that I did catch was Shu asking, or said that, what was it? You wanted to bring up Blair being mean or spreading hate or some stupid shit like that. And she goes, or was that just about Riley Dennis? Because they just talked about Riley. I'm like, are you fucking for real right now? The meanest that she's been is told him that he's not trans. He's a dude who likes to dress up as women and still fuck women. He is a transvestite.
He's
not a
straight
transgender.
transvestite.
Yes. Yes.
Also, Scribe, from everything that we know, it is phobialsies.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody asked how old I am. I am 41. I will be 42 on Saturday. The same day SDA turns She hits her second decade, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 20 on Saturday.
Oh my god.
Yay! Not that that gets you any more rights or anything. But
No.
that'll be next year. What's up with these fucking sirens? I don't know.
What?
Are there
Somebody in
women
chat.
singing you into the rocks?
Eric Stefano asked.
That
"What's
was
up with
actually
these
my
fucking
first thought
sirens?"
too, because of I'm just like not, I don't know,
Because
focused on
Greek
sirens right
mythology?
now.
Yeah.
Huh?
Somebody asked what now?
I know that. I was just saying it was asked in the chat.
What are the
Somebody asked.
sirens? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they are
No, I mean
women.
it's in more than just Greek mythology.
I know, but it's either something that's on top of a police car or it's a woman singing the sailors into the rocks.
It's actually originated in Mesopotamia.
I've been asked this so much this week. A Poe,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Backscan wants to know what a Poe is. A Poe is somebody who does parody so well you can't tell that it's a parody. That's the short answer.
Oh, SDA can't drink, and that makes me sad. SDA can drink, just not
She's drunk right now.
legally. And she does drink, just not to excess. So we're actually going
Okay.
out on Saturday to like a place that has a bunch of beer so that I can drink.
Skaggles wants to know if I have any advice for YouTubers. I have a lot of advice for YouTubers. First and foremost, be yourself. Don't try to emulate anybody else. Learn as much as you can and just keep making videos. Have fun with it.
Please
Nope.
make sure that your audio doesn't make people want to kill themselves.
Don't use a suit in your avatar. Whatever you
Use it-
do, that's
No.
copyrighted, yo.
Don't use a suit unless you also have headgear on.
Yeah, dental headgear. That'd be the next one.
That would be so sweet.
That would be awesome. Some kind of suit with dental headgear, like the big, really like clunky ones from the olden days.
Yes.
I bet they advanced that at all.
I don't know.
They have sonic scrapers now, which was like the most amazing thing when I went to the dentist the last time, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? Let's see what else. In all seriousness, interact with your viewers.
Yes.
Don't be silent. I mean, whether it's good or bad feedback or whatever, just be available.
Please make sure your audio doesn't hurt people.
Yes, make sure your audio doesn't hurt people. Use Audacity, normalize, compressor, and noise reduction. Those are your three best friends when processing your audio. But yeah, no, and it's not meant to be a gimmick or anything. But if your fans don't know that you're being responsive or paying attention to them, then you don't. You have to form a relationship with your fans. I mean, I have great and really loyal fans, and I'm really humbled. Humbled is the word that always comes to my mind. I'm humbled and gratified. I think I talked about this last night. I just cannot believe it. So 6 months ago, if you told me that this is where I'd be sitting at right now, I wouldn't have believed you. Honestly, it's amazing.
Oh, Stephen Matthews, I forgot about that. He said, I believe Monkey's advice to me was use the whiteboard behind you. Try to send funny messages to your audience. He asked me for advice on his video, and I watched it. He actually has a good channel. You should check it out. But he has this whiteboard in the background. I'm thinking, and my first thought was, you should have something up there that's making people laugh. You just draw a dick on it once.
Well, now I'm going to have to do that because I have a whiteboard now in the background that wasn't there last time I did a face cam video.
Yeah, just put it in the background and draw something, or make a reference on there. Just write Smush Cookie. And the people who follow you the most will get a kick out of it. And the other people get, what the fuck is a Smush Cookie?
Yeah. And then the people in the comments can explain that it's a snoochadoodle.
Exactly. Or you can even write that on there. A
Somebody
Smush Cookie is a
asked
snoochadoodle.
what our favorite alcoholic drink is.
That's easy. Jack and Coke.
Scribe likes beer.
Stripe. I like what?
You like beer.
Fuck
He's
no.
been lying to you guys all this time.
Beer tastes like soap.
That's
Jack and
what
Coke-
I keep saying, and people keep telling me I'm full of shit. It does taste like soap, especially IPAs. It's awful.
Yeah, it tastes like soap. No, recreationally, it's either Jack and Coke or hard apple cider, specifically Angry Orchard green apple, because that's the best. If I'm out and about, Same, or if I'm feeling pretty frou-frou, I'll get like an apple martini.
I like Jack and Coke or just straight shots of Cuervo. I do love a good margarita though.
I like margaritas a lot. I like almost anything that's made with tequila because I like tequila. And I like beer when it doesn't taste like beer, so like chocolate stouts and stuff like that, and beer that's like really, really fruity and doesn't taste like beer.
And if I have to have wine, it's usually either a really good red or maybe a Riesling.
For wine, it has to be really sweet and not taste like wine. I don't like
Uh,
alcohol.
Not too sweet. I mean, I don't want like dessert wine levels of sweetness,
Oh,
but
fuck's sake.
what?
I did it again. I left him a letter out of the fucking title.
This is a Steam.
Wait. Don't change it. Don't fix it.
Don't change it. Okay, now we have to make reference to
fuck.
it. Now we have to make this work as that title. You see, we have to refit the content to fit your mistake. So let's talk about Steam. Let's talk about Steam, the game service. Who here?
Do you remember
who
when
here has
Steam
Steam
started?
account?
I have a Steam.
Okay, we all have Steam. Well, tell us some trivia about Steam, Monkey.
Steam was actually universally hated when it started.
Why was that?
Because it was the first time anybody had to be online to play a single player game. They brought this out with Half-Life 2.
That's right.
And people hated it.
Mm-hmm.
It's since changed. You can play your games offline now. It just doesn't
Right.
save your progress all the time.
Right.
But
or provide updates.
Yeah, and people just lost their fucking mind. It was all over gaming media. Even the gaming media was like, "This is shit."
Yep.
And since then, it's become the go-to place to get your games.
Yeah, just because of the availability, the ease, and the sales.
Mhm.
Now, there are alternatives to those that don't want to deal with that have to be online thing, even though it's now more optional with Steam. Good Old Games or GOG.com. They don't have nearly the same amount of volume or selection as Steam, but for the big titles, you can almost always find them there for comparable prices, unless Steam's having some super duper sale. And as far as I recall, one of the GOG's selling points is that all the games that they sell are DRM free, so you don't have to be logged into anything to use it. You download it. It's in your library forever, and you can just download it straight to your computer. So if you want something and you don't want to have to deal with... Now, of course, Steam has a lot of advantages to being logged in because, if there's if you have a mod, let's say, to your game and there's an update to that mod, it'll automatically update the mod next time you log in, or update the game if there's a patch that's released, and so on and so on.
Another good thing about Good Old Games is that they have sales too.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't have them as often.
And they've got old classic games. They've got super duper
yes.
classic games there too. Like I don't even know if Steam has some of the games they've got on there.
Another good one. It's not as good. It's forced on you, but Origin I like. They need a lot bigger library.
Yeah, Origin I use. For Sims.
Sims you have to, yeah.
Yeah, they
But
make
same
you
with
do
Mass
it now.
Effect. Origin sucks. Origin has a great thing that they do, that they give out free games once a month or so. They'll switch up what it is. It's usually older games, but I played Dragon Age for the first time because Origin gave it away free. Yeah, but if you're looking for older games, I actually prefer Good Old Games just because I think they have a better library of old games. And they tend to have the expansion packs where Steam doesn't necessarily have those. So there, we made it about Steam. What do you play?
I don't know if that was enough.
Steam SDA.
The only reason why I have it is because somebody wanted me to play Civilization with them.
Oh, do you like Civ?
Yeah, actually I do.
Which one did you play?
I think 5.
Oh, good one.
I got tons of Steam games, or games
But
off of Steam.
it's also I'm not a PC person. So
no.
it's on the PC it's on like the shitty laptop that my dad and I share, so it's not like I could really play like
She's a console
anything.
kitty.
Yeah. I have consoles though, which I know doesn't make anybody feel better, but that's okay. I don't care.
I don't have hate against consoles.
I
I
like
was
my
never.
consoles. I mean, like on my console, I have Dragon Age Inquisition, Fallout 4, I have Shadow of Mordor. Got like shit on my consoles.
Okay, there's guys in the chat that are gonna start beating it if you keep talking like that. She's over here playing Fallout 4, y'all. Did you ever play 3?
No.
Oh, you got to get 3. It's better than 4. Somebody asked a question I wanted to address. Where was that?
I actually didn't like Fallout 4 that much. Am I gonna get crucified for that? I
4
don't
was
like the
not
bugs.
that good.
There's too many bugs.
Oh, there it is. Silent Hunter is a good game. It wasn't even a question. Yes, it is. You ever play the Silent Hunter series, Scribe?
No.
Oh, Silent Hunter 3 is like the best game ever.
What is it?
It's a submarine sim.
Oh, sort of like the Silent Service. Used to play that on NES.
Oh, so much better.
I don't have an
Look up-
Xbox. I have a PS4. So
Look up Silent Hunter 3. They have Silent Hunter 4 and 5. They're not as good. Look up 3. And if you can get it on sale, play it. If you are at all interested in naval sims, this game will suck your time completely away.
No, I was hoping for a different ending to that sentence.
Yeah, I know. But with your love of Hunt for Red October, you can pretend
Oh,
you're...
that's true too. That's true
Yeah.
too. I got Dead Space and Dead Space 2, which I still haven't played. I downloaded them. I kept hearing after I got them that they don't work very well on PC unless you've got a Xbox controller hooked up to it.
Oh, yeah.
Deus Ex Human Revolution is all right. Dragon Age, Elder Scrolls, Skyrim. I've played 714 hours worth now over the course of time that I've had the game. Yeah, I play that way too much. It's just
You ever
too
play
relaxing.
the Tropico series?
No, one of my ex-girlfriends was just obsessed with that series, though.
Tropico is so fun. In Tropico, you play the part of basically Castro.
Yeah.
You get to fuck with your own island. You can kill people if they get too mouthy, and that's a lot of fun.
that sounds like fun.
It is. You would love it.
Max Payne 3. The Max Payne 3 I got, it was on sale. It was like the winter sale or something, and I love Max Payne series. I've even written fanfic on Max Payne back in the day.
I never played 3. The first 2 were awesome.
First 2 are awesome. The third one is amazing. The third one is so good. The storytelling, the updates they did to the technology and everything, his evolution. It had to grow on me because it was such a departure in storyline from the original 2. But when I came across it, it had been out for maybe about a year or something at that point. When I came across it on Steam, it was $8, and I was like, "Oh, that's great! $8, that's perfect." So I went to the sale page or the store page for the game, and in between the time that I saw it and clicked on it, it had a 50% reduction, so it was $4.
Nice.
I was like, "Nice, great!" So I got a $4 Max Payne 3, and I got how much time have I put into that game? 61 hours, so not as much obviously as Skyrim, but yeah, Max Payne 3 is a lot of fun. Oh, and when they re-released Postal and Postal Redux, they updated Postal into a 3D modeled version of itself, which I got for like $7 or $10 or something. And it's actually not as good as the original. I don't enjoy it as much. Some of the sound effects aren't quite on par. But Postal was the game I got when I was a kid that was also taboo because it was so violent and it was going to like corrupt the children and everything. And I think it was either just before or just after Columbine when that thing came out. So that was a big scandal. But yeah, Postal and its relatively recent successor in a way, Hatred, which caused a whole bunch of stuff and scandal back when Gamergate was going on because people got it kicked out of Project or Greenlight or whatever on Steam.
Oh yeah.
Because it was so violent and everything. And Gabe Newell himself said no, put it back, which was amazing. And yeah, if you're a sick, twisted individual, Hatred's a fun game for about maybe 4 hours.
See, none of my times are right on this for how long I've played games.
I have about over.
Counter-Strike Source, 192 hours.
I have almost 300 hours put into Hyrule Warriors.
Jeez.
Damn. I have nothing else to say to that, but damn. Do any of you guys play any of the Monster Hunter games? No. And no, I haven't played Postal 2. Plague Inc. is such an awesome game. That's a Mask of Reason. They have a phone app is where I played it first, and then they brought it onto Steam. It's a great game where you try to infect the entire world with a deadly disease.
Oh yeah.
I think I've played that.
Yeah, awesome game.
There's a Flash game called Pandemic where you do the same thing, where you develop a virus.
Same game.
Oh, it's the same. Okay.
Whether or not it's the same people, I don't know, but it is the exact same fucking game.
Okay. Yeah, I've only on Pandemic, I was only able to infect the entire world twice, I think. I think it was always the Madagascar. Madagascar was always the bitch that held out the longest, or just got completely cut off, because if unless you lucked out and had your disease start in Madagascar, then almost always in every scenario, Madagascar was the one holdout that kept you from taking over the whole world.
I had one start in Madagascar, and fucking Iceland closed themselves off almost immediately. Yeah. Holy shit, 2,148 hours of Skyrim. Jesus.
Wow, I have 700 and I thought I was an addict. Jesus, man.
Wow, nicely done. I made a Trump on Tropico 4. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, if you haven't played Tropico Scribe, you should check it out. It's such a fun game if you like simulation kind of games.
It depends. I'm so on simulators.
It's the only game we've talked before. I can't play evil in a game. I can be evil in that game. If somebody pisses me off, somebody's talking shit about my government, I will assassinate their ass.
Can I just address something real quick in the chat?
Sure.
Someone said Hyrule Warriors fucking sucks, not a Zelda game at all. If you thought that Hyrule Warriors was going to be a Zelda game, you're a fucking retard. It wasn't advertised as a Zelda game. It was advertised as Dynasty Warriors with Zelda characters. And it's fun because it's just not a Zelda game. But it has all the cool Zelda stuff in it. So maybe don't be stupid next time.
So kind of like Super Smash Brothers is not actually a Mario game or a Zelda game, or
right.
I love Super Smash Brothers.
So do I.
Which of the Tropico games, if I was going to pay attention to any of them, is the best one?
If you're gonna get one, I would either get 3 or 4. Don't get 5 because they fucking assholes. They took most of what you got in 3 and 4 and put it all behind DLC.
Oh, okay.
Also the DLC in Hyrule Warriors is really good. Sorry.
Sorry, I haven't been watching the chat. What other games are you guys out there playing right now? What do you guys have on your Steam? I can't believe we actually made this about Steam and made it work.
I knew we could do it. I knew we could do it.
SDA thoughts on Pikmin. I can't play it because I feel so guilty when I have Pikmin 3. I can't play it though because whenever my little dudes die, I lose it. I can't. I have issues. Pikmin is like I don't know how to explain it. It's like you essentially crash land on a planet and these little things called Pikmin come and help you, and they're adorable, and then you kind of just use them as like your mass slave army, and then when they die I feel guilty, so I can't play Pikmin.
Oh.
Who got a strike? What?
Apparently Liz Reptile got a strike on her channel.
Oh, for what?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's just been showing up that she's got a strike.
Somebody give us details.
Oh, Far Cry 3 was awesome. If you guys haven't played that.
I've got Far Cry 3.
Did you see Anita Sarkeesian bitching about that game?
No. What was her big complaint?
The end is horrible because it's all just sexist.
Well, the end is badly written. I won't deny that. But yeah, there's boobies. And yeah.
After the end, I mean,
The ending.
I-
So the decision point at the end is what is stupid, because you spend all this time
Yes.
risking your life to save your friends, and it's like, oh, I'll just say fuck you to all my friends and go with Native Girl because reasons. It's such a pasted on ending. There was no. Also, the thing that pissed me off more than that, it was that the battle with Voss was a complete QuickTime event.
Yeah.
Because that character, the actor shows up in Better Call Saul, but that villain and the fact that he's not in the game, the whole game, really pissed me off, because he was so well written and so well acted and put together. I love Voss. Voss is a great character. It's too bad that they ended him in the story the way they did.
Yeah, so what did Liz Reptile do?
So she got a strike from DaddyOFive.
For what?
I'm not sure.
That's
Voss
what I
was a
know.
great character though in fuck, I forgot
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Far Cry 3.
Did you ever
I
go
started.
to the beach and
What?
see the spot where the cover art comes from?
Yeah. There's did you see all the promo videos that led up to the game online?
Yes.
Oh, it was so well done, and it picks up right off. Yeah, you go find the guy's head buried in the sand and all that.
Yes.
I've started playing Far Cry 4. For some reason, I couldn't quite get into it. I did get through the first, portion of it, and Pagan Min. It seemed, really, really well written and voiced and everything. It just seemed a little forced for some reason. Next to Voss, that just seems so organic to the setting and everything. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I have no interest at all in Primal. That just doesn't seem interesting to me at all.
I appreciate some of the amount of work they did. They developed languages and dialects for each of the tribes out of, using going to actual language experts and things to figure out some ancient tongues that are unique to the game. And there's some mechanics there that are interesting. I've never played it, but I can appreciate the work. It just seemed kind of superfluous. Sorry. Because it wasn't a continuation of the Far Cry thing. Not that each Far Cry game is really a sequel to the last one, except in reference. So whatever.
No, it's kind of like the Elder Scroll games. They kind of start out the same way and have the same basic pattern.
Yeah.
Just they're different stories told in a different way. And
there is a video somebody put together that some obsessive Far Cry fan that went through each game and found all of the connections and how they all weave into one another in very super duper lore ways. You can pick up one universe, but of course you can play them all independently of one another. So, props to them for keeping that alive, sort of, but it's not necessary. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about something, and then it slipped my mind. Never mind.
I always feel bad for our audience when we do that,
What's that?
where we announced that we were going to say something and forgot.
Yeah, I know.
Like, hey guys, we had something interesting, but sorry.
Oh, I'm getting a lot of the DaddyOFive fanboys.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm.
I've
Sorry.
got quite a few of those.
It's fake, it's all scripted, and it's the kids' ideas. Bullshit. I hope all you liars know that you have ruined, huh?
This thing, because he says that in his defense video, and he said it to Keem, that the kids come up with these pranks. I am not opposed to the idea that the oldest boy has come to his dad and said, hey, let's go fuck with Cody. And then technically that would be one of the kids coming up with it. That's where the dad should go, no, go play outside, you fucking twisted shit.
Well, on that same point, and I put this in a comment on your video, but if what the dad is saying is true, even if them being scripted or arranged doesn't really help anything when it comes down to kids hitting each other and all that. If what he's saying is true, then show us the outtakes. There has got to be one or two instances where somebody flubs their line, the kids are trying to hit their marks. There's some kind of blooper reel, something. Because if this is scripted and you have little kids involved, there will be mistakes. There are things people tripped over or whatever. So if you've got those outtakes, by all means, show us that the kids were involved, the kids called the shots. in things that didn't end up on the channel, that you had one or more takes of certain things where the kids had to react to something, I'll believe you then that it was scripted. It won't necessarily make it better, but you'll look like less of a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also got another one, Watch McJuggernuggets. It's a lot of yelling like that, and it was fake. Isn't that all adults, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Nobody's saying prank channels are all real.
yeah.
No, we didn't mean to get back on that. We had just been talking about this earlier because she got a lot of thumbs down on her video, and hers is much nicer than mine. You actually have twice as many thumbs down as I did. And I think it's because I have another video on it, and they're all hitting that one instead.
Mm. Yeah, I have 44 now, which is just rude.
44.
Once they find you, they start passing you around to their friends. Just read some of the spelling. It's interesting. Anyway, no, I wasn't quite necessarily done with games. I love video games.
Apparently, the flagged video of Liz Reptile was about VidCon,
Oh,
so it probably had nothing to do with DaddyOFive.
yeah, we'll have to see what comes of it. Was it a community strike or was it a takedown?
I don't know.
I'm asking the audience.
Yeah, the world's not it's revolving around USDA. Jesus.
Justified is asking why we bought Magoon, and
Because it's fun.
The mods in my chat have my permission to do that because I think it's funny. He stops acting like an asshole. I'll stop thinking it's funny to bop him. We're back on games. So okay.
You know what a game is that you can't find on Steam anymore?
What's that?
Wolfenstein 2009. You
Oh
cannot
my God, I
find.
haven't heard that name in forever.
You cannot find that game on Steam. As far as I can understand it, you cannot find it available electronically anymore at all because it was. I forget exactly what it was. I think it was some legal thing or something. I have a physical copy of the game. I bought it on disc way back when, before I was really a Steam guy. So I can, thankfully, play Wolfenstein 2009 anytime I want. But that is apparently one of the sort of lost treasures that unless you can find a physical copy, you're pretty much out of luck. Or unless you bought it on Steam before they put the moratorium on it, because then you'll still have it available, apparently.
Yeah, you can bop Feminazi Slayer also. That asshole went to my video today to bitch about Angry MGTOW again. There's a video for that. There's a video for that. Do it over there. I lost my train of thought because of that. Oh, I did see that they finally have Bloodlines on there.
Oh yes, well, Bloodlines has been on Steam for quite a while, I thought.
Last time I went to look for it, it wasn't on there, so I had to actually dig out my game, load it up, and I have it on Steam where you can add games that aren't actually on there.
Yeah, I've had Bloodlines. I've had Bloodlines installed since 2014, so it's been around a while, at least on there. But
Skaggles asks, "Oh, sorry, go ahead."
That's okay. No, I'm fine.
Let's say Skaggles asks, which game series is better, Fallout or Elder Scrolls? This is going to break my heart to say, but Elder Scrolls is a better series.
As an overall series, yeah.
Well, even the overall games, because as much as I love Fallout, and I've played 1, 2, 3, and 4, I have the what was that shit one in between? Fallout Tactics. I have that. Yeah. I love the Fallout games, but until 3, the stories were really short, and 1 was specifically made to be short because originally it had a time limit on it.
Right.
With 3 in New Vegas, we actually got decent play time in them. Mm-hmm. Where Elder Scrolls, I never played I never played Daggerfall. I never played Arena. But even starting with Morrowind, just the time you can play and the amount of extra shit you can do without necessarily needing to do the main storyline,
right,
was fucking amazing.
Yeah, Skyrim is just. I more often than not, if I start a new character on Skyrim, it's to try a specific sort of build or very minor sense of role play in a way. But I, in playing Skyrim, I get more satisfaction out of doing just wandering the countryside and looking for random encounters and little adventures and things than I am with. I almost always avoid the main story arc completely. I just like I don't care. I mean, if I want to advance or I want to get access to some specific places that you can only get access to once you've started the storyline, or if I want to start using my shouts, that's really the only time you can really get your shouts going, is if you've started the main storyline, start killing dragons.
One of my favorite things to do in Oblivion was just to run around hunting animals.
Yeah,
with my bow.
Yeah, if the satisfaction of being able to hit a target at distance with your bow and like nail it, even though it's a game and everything. If you've got your draw distance cranked all the way up as much as you can, and you can still hit guys from like a mile away, there's something very, very satisfying about being able to tag somebody from that far off, especially when the camera goes slow-mo in Skyrim and you follow the arrow all the way to the target. That's fun.
Somebody asked, no love for New Vegas. I like New Vegas, but it annoyed me it would be like starting an Elder Scroll game where you're not a prisoner. You don't start out in a vault. And that just felt so wrong. I love the rest of the gameplay, but for me, that's always going to be a huge stain on that game. And yeah, I know it doesn't matter, but it does to me. And that's the same with 4, where you actually have to go into the... No. We start out in there. We're a child. We're born in there. That's what happens. Although in 2, you didn't actually start out in the vault either, so... Okay.
You know, there's
Maybe I'm being an asshole on that.
There's a Fallout... somebody took the Fallout 1 and 2 engine and all assets and everything, merged them together and turned it into an MMO that you can play for free.
Oh, sweet.
It's like Fallout Online or something, and you just have to download a client, and it's a pretty small download, and then just go on there, and it's essentially just a one big open world with the Fallout 1 and 2 mechanics all put together into it. I don't know how good it is. I've seen there's a channel on YouTube, Mini a True Nerd, and he played a little bit of it. Mini a True Nerd, for those of you that are interested in Fallout, he does and has done these series where he'll do an entire run through of Fallout 3, which is only live once, and that is he does the entire game of Fallout 3 on 1 health bar. Damn. He'll do the entire game of Fallout of New Vegas, kill everything, where he will kill every non-essential element in the entire game and film, the whole thing. He does all these crazy challenges where he'll do survivor mode on Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. He's only done a couple of pacifist modes. What?
SDA, did you unblock Sweeper?
No. Why?
Because he said you
lies
did.
Is he telling you?
He said, SDA, thank you for unblocking me again. You are beautiful, smart, and the world does go around you.
Oh, yeah, I unblocked him.
Aw. You old softy. Thank you, because I felt so bad about that. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Scribe. That just threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting her to be nice.
I know. It is a rare event, isn't it? SDA, what's wrong with you? Is it that time of the month for you?
No, I'm not. Wait. Fuck. Shut up.
SDA, somebody asked, what's your favorite comfort food?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Is this another one of your childhood memories you've repressed somehow?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't think I really have a favorite comfort food.
Yeah, I don't think I do. If I'm upset, I can't eat.
Favorite comfort food? Probably goldfish crackers.
You mentioned that before. Do you eat those a lot?
Not overly so, but I mean, if I just feel like having a snack, I'll get those whole wheat goldfish cheesy crackers, and I'll just munch on those.
Ugh.
No, they're fine. Well,
the cheesy ones?
Well, what kind do you eat?
Is it like the extra cheesy ones, or just like
no,
the normal ones?
Just the normal goldfish. They're just made out of wheat instead of baked whatever the hell else it is, flour and such. So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, somebody-
SDA, please talk about Age of Empires. I don't know what the fuck that is.
You've
Age
never
of
played Age of
Empires?
Empires?
No,
It's very similar to
like just
Civ.
to say, like I have been into video games for like 3 years, maybe.
We'll make a
So-
gamer out of you. You'll know all these soon.
And most of the stuff that I'm familiar with is pretty much all Nintendo stuff.
Age of Empires. The only experience I've had with Age of Empires was the Star Wars game Galactic Battlegrounds.
Oh yeah.
And it was an Age of Empires 3 total conversion, essentially, using all the engine and the mechanics from Age of Empires 3, but making it an entirely separate Star Wars game that spanned, well, the original games took place in the original trilogy timeline, and then there was an expansion called Clone Campaigns that covered the Clone Wars and all that fun stuff. And this is all, of course, before all the movies were out. So, and definitely before the Clone Wars TV show. This is years before. So the canonicity of, is that the right word? Canonicity? Whatever. Anyway, it's pre-revised timeline. So some of the things in there are not quite up to snuff, but it's still really fun, even though it's a very old game now. Although I do know that there have been people that have done like some mods and some conversions to add extra elements and mechanics to it over the years.
Yeah, I played Age of Empires 1, 2, and 3. They're great games. I say they're similar to Civilization, and they kind of are. It's that kind of building game, but it's not identical. It's a fun game. If you played Galactic Battlegrounds, it's exactly like that with different units in different settings. I love Galactic Battlegrounds. I loved when you'd get Luke and you could just fucking kill everything.
I liked I liked being able to sort of like clear the area and build up your base and all that fun stuff. And I also like being able to build up the Sith temple and then like create like Sith knights and all that fun stuff. That was always cool. But I always played as either the Empire or usually the bad guy factions if I was playing like individual campaigns. I like playing the bad guys.
I saw they keep saying interesting things and it keeps going by too fast. Puppy Haters currently playing Pokemon Sun. I liked that game, but I thought X and Y were better.
I actually haven't gotten past the long as balls tutorial.
Long as balls. How long are balls?
I don't care. That tutorial
like
is so
droopy raisins.
fucking long.
Big hairy raisins.
Am I wrong about that, or is that tutorial like obnoxiously
It's
long?
obnoxiously long.
Like
Every
I
time.
literally got so frustrated with the tutorial that I have not touched the game since November. Like I pre-ordered it, I got the guidebook and everything. I haven't touched the fucking game because I can't be fucked with that stupid tutorial.
Okay, Better Red says, I can't believe 40-year-old men have been talking about video games for over an hour. Okay, first off, I'm not 40. I got a couple of years left before I hit that
I'm not 40
marker.
either.
Yeah, he's not 40 either. He's 41. And, you know, SDA, I guess, doesn't count for the sake of this question of yours. So, Red, tell us, what should we be talking about? What is an appropriate topic for 40-year-olds to be talking about, if not video games?
I want to address this thing about video games, and she might have been kidding, whatever. But
Probably.
Like, is it video games are really for kids?
well, it's not even that. I've heard so many people who talk down on video games that that adults shouldn't spend their time with that. Most adults spend their time sitting down watching shitty TV shows. At least my entertainment is interactive. I don't understand why it would be okay to watch a shitty TV show but not play a video game.
Well, and like I said, video games, it's not like video games are made for children. They're not.
Fucking Better Red. I was just seeing if anybody was reading the chat. Scribe, when did you play your first video game? How old were you? Do you remember?
My very first video game, it was probably at my neighbor's house. One of my friends in the neighborhood, his family had an Atari 2600. And I think it was Combat or Pitfall, one of the two.
Oh, I love Pitfall.
Yeah, Pitfall or Combat. It was either the tank game or it was Pitfall. And Yeah, that was probably my first video game. My first video game at home, long before we had an NES, we had our first computer, was an IBM PC Junior, which had,
wow.
when we got it, 180K of memory.
Nice.
And there was this game called Jumpman that came with the computer.
Mhm.
And it was this sort of it was just a blank sort of like sides. It wasn't even a side scroller. It was just a blank thing where you'd have to like navigate a little deal with you had to jump over gaps and things and try to get little orbs and then get all the orbs without falling in order to win the level and move on. I played that a lot. There was a very, very simplistic, for the time, of course. Actually, it might have been advanced for the time, a flight simulator. My dad loved playing that. But it was just a flight simulator. You weren't like fighting things. It was just flying and using all the controls. It wasn't until I was maybe 6 or 7 that I finally got the NES, and then it was just off to the races from there on.
Yeah, I was about 5 when I played my first one, and it was in television. Kind of, I can't remember if it was an actual in television. It was a little thing. It was very much like Pong, but it wasn't Pong. They called it table tennis. And you played on the console itself with 2 little paddles that turn back, or 2 little knobs that you turn back and forth to make it go up and down. And I've been hooked ever since. Okay, I have to address something else in the chat here. Where'd that go? God damn it. Justified Matitude said, video games are great, but when men argue over the best Pokemon, they lose their man card to me. There is no argument. It's Charizard.
Oh, come on, Monkey. Are you serious?
My Charizard will kick your ass.
Are you fucking kidding me? Charizard is the most overrated Pokemon on the fucking planet.
Oh.
Charizards are garbage.
We can't be friends now.
They're crap. And you know it. You're just nostalgic. You're blinded by
bring
nostalgia.
Me some Jigglypuff.
What?
So tell me how your Jigglypuff is so cool.
I don't like Jigglypuff. It's a shitty
Sure
Pokemon too.
Bulbasaur was shit. Oh my god. I like Charizard because Charmeleon sucks, but Charmander's actually my favorite Pokemon because he's just so cute.
Yeah, but you can't argue that Charizard is actually a good Pokemon.
Charizard's an excellent Pokemon.
No, he's not.
I'll kick your ass with my Charizard. Seriously. We're going to hook up and we're going to play.
Okay, that's fine.
My Charizard will kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What are you bringing to the table? What's your favorite?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't even have one.
I do have
Mine
favorites.
wins by default.
See,
I don't need favorites. I have Charizard. He takes care of all of it.
Sure he does.
Pokemon nerds. Boring.
Unless you dunk him in water.
Boring.
Oh, man. Excuse me one moment.
Boring.
You can just throw rocks at Charizard and beat him. Like, it's seriously.
Fuck you. Somebody said Magikarp is clearly the best. If you ever want to do something, if you want to be a real dick, level a Magikarp to 100 and then throw it into trade. Throw it into World Trade. Scribe, since you don't know Pokemon, Magikarp is a completely worthless Pokemon, and if you level him all the way up to 100, he will always be worthless because he can't evolve.
Yeah.
I'm completely enthralled.
Oh, we listen to your nerd stuff. You're going to listen to ours.
You're right. I know. I am listening to it.
He's insulting our nerd stuff.
SDA insults my shit all the time.
I do like Gardevoir a lot now that it's a fairy psychic type. I like the fairy typing.
You're a chick, no wonder. Skaggles the Squirrel said,
fairy typing is.
Excuse me, hang on. I'm. Thank you, Skaggles. He said, I stubbed my toe, go donate $45,000 to me. Now, what were you saying about your fairies?
It's actually a really powerful typing.
It's a powerful typing.
It is.
It's good. Fire is the best type. Thank you. I can't believe we are arguing about Pokemon on a stream. That's awesome.
Unless you dunk it in water.
Well, the fairy, just yell at it and it'll run away with its feelings hurt.
Actually, hold on. Let me just.
Oh, she's
I have
gonna
an
break out her
app.
book.
I have an app for this.
Which app do you have?
Dexter.
Oh, I use Dexter.
Yeah, I use it. Let me just check the fairy typing. Hold on.
Fairies are gay.
Fairy is good though. Let's see. What are you weak to?
Scotch Magikarp
Fairy
absolutely
is weak
does
to poison and steel, and that's it.
It's still gay.
It's still really good.
See, Fairy's gay. We win.
It's not gay.
Just admit Pikachu is always best.
Pikachu was a fucking shit Pokemon.
In the newest one, he really is. He sucks. If you get the wrong one, he is just useless.
Yeah, he is. He's no.
I like Cubone too. He's cool.
Isn't there a male? That's not how you spell Gardevoir, but that's okay. Yeah, Gallade. Gallade is. If you get a good one, he's all right. If you don't know what you're doing, he's crap.
We're talking about Gativar, what?
Gallade.
Hey, Monkey, did you play Pokemon back in the day with Red or Blue? I still own my Blue that I bought maybe 6 months after it first came out. Okay. Let's talk about something that Scribe knows something about. Talk about beating women.
What? Hey, what? Oh. Okay. What would you like
Never talk
to know?
about beating women. I was just making a joke to see if we. Earlier somebody said that SDA's favorite comfort food is Smush Cookie. I forgot to mention that. I thought it was funny. She's not laughing.
Well,
are you over there looking up? She's looking up Pokemon.
You played Twida from Telltale? What does that mean? What's Twida? It's Twid.
The Walking Dead.
Oh, I've played The Last of Us.
Even I know what that is, and I haven't played either one of them. Last of Us 2 is supposed to be coming out soonish, I think. I recall. I don't know.
We went to Walmart today and I saw a Walking Dead toy that absolutely horrified me. It's Rick and he's all covered in blood, and somehow this toy had gotten damaged and his head's ripped off and just hanging by the throat. And like that's gonna traumatize children. You need to get that removed.
Real quick, someone keeps saying that Gengar is the best Pokemon. Someone is silly.
That is silly.
That's fucking stupid.
Charizard would kick his ass. Please talk about Gutenberg, not the YouTuber.
Not the YouTuber? What do you mean, not the YouTuber?
The guy who invented
there
the press.
is no other Gutenberg.
Yes,
exactly.
I have to say that or I get beat.
Oh, hey, Danny.
Kind of getting beat.
Danny the Dingo's in chat.
Danny Dingo, you can't upload for 2 weeks. Why? What, you get a strike?
Got 2 strikes.
Oh, for what?
What do you do?
Or what do they say you did? It's more probably pro.
He got one. I don't think the one he was really too upset about. And the other one, I didn't see the video, but the title of it, God, I wish my memory is shit. Help me out here. What was the title of your video that got you in trouble? And it was for bullying and harassment. But I think it was the transgender thing. This is where I really feel bad about my fucking memory.
I don't know. I don't watch this channel, so.
Man, starting to wind down, guys. Starting to think about my Pokemon. Well, I fired up my Game Boy for the first time in probably 2 months last night to play some Zelda. After speaking with a friend, got me nostalgic. And I love Ocarina of Time, but I forgot how much of a pain in the ass that game is until you finally get the sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
It's still fun though. I still love it. Have you played Destiny? I have not. It doesn't even look interesting to me. I'm not a big shooter fan.
So my friend had a friend who had Destiny, and I've played it on his PS4. I was good at it. I didn't like it, but that's because I don't like shooters. They stress me out. I don't like being shot at. It's rude.
I played Day of Defeat so much that I actually had to stop because it was becoming a problem. I like old World War II style shooters. Anything with laser weapons just turns me off.
Depends on the shooter. Depends on the theme. Like I like running around in Half-Life 2, that kind of thing. Skyrim I prefer over Fallout because there's just something a little more relaxing about arrow combat than there is about gun combat, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, I love arrow combat. I always play archers.
Yeah.
This actually does bring up a point I meant to address in another stream one time. I remember reading an article. It was actually not an art. It was a blog post from somebody I used to follow when I used to blog. This woman was very upset because she had bought her children a video game. I don't remember which one it was, but it was a World War II themed game. And it's a World War II themed multiplayer competitive game. And she was upset that her Jewish kids were playing Nazis. And I'm like, it's a World War II game where you have people playing against each other. One side's going to be allied, and the other side, you're going to have some Nazis there. What did you expect when you bought this game? She was so pissed off, she actually wrote the company a letter, which she posted on her blog, about how upset and offended she was by this. Like, what the fuck did you think this game was going to be about? I don't understand people. And it's not like it actually turned them into Nazis. For all of the time I played Day of Defeat, I don't think anybody ever actually became a Nazi and killed any Jews. I don't know that for sure. Peter has a question. What's the question, Peter? You're on the spot now. He's upset that we didn't answer something. Now we can't end until Peter asks his question. Scribe, get him.
Get him? Are you advocating for me to bring violence to Peter?
Yes.
I don't want to.
Ralph Scott, thank you. Don't forget their super chat. Thank you for the donation and the reminder. Oh my God, me and Magoon agree on something. Sanguine. Oh God, we'll just say with Sanguine. So, Monkey, if lasers turn you off, do traditional ballistics turn you off? No.
No, turn you on.
Or turn you on? No. It's not that any of it turns me on. I just can't play something that I'm not interested in. The only exception to that was Mass Effect, because I do love that game, and it does have lasers in it.
Did you ever play Blood Dragon, the mod for Far Cry 3? That was all one big like 80s game. Like Michael Biehn was the voice of the protagonist in it. Oh, it's hilarious. You'd love it. It's one big send up of like 80s action movies. Got lasers and neon and like references to a bunch of crazy shit, and it's funny. Just look up some like playthrough videos. I mean,
Peter, what's your question? Would I ever do a Day of Defeat source stream? Probably not. I haven't played in so long. I would look retarded playing it. Did I romance anybody in Mass Effect? Yes. In the first one, I went with Ashley. In the second one, Jack. And then in the third one, Tali. You mean Mass Effect had almost no lasers? They were laser weapons. Those weren't bullets.
Laser beams.
Are we taking questions?
Yes, we are. We're taking questions, people.
When are we?
And we're waiting for Peter to ask his.
Yeah.
Peter.
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 Peter,
Yes, Magoon,
Peter,
if you haven't
Peter,
played
Peter.
Mass Effect 2, Jack is a tattooed, bald psycho bitch, yes. And I fucked the shit out of her.
Whoa! You went anal?
Yes.
Oh my god, space anal.
Space anal. New shirt. Peter, where'd you go? Peter?
Maybe Peter got scared and withered.
Coke or Pepsi? We've discussed this before. They all like Coke. I like Pepsi.
Yeah, because
I'm right on
Monkey's
that, right?
Monkey's a mutant.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
First R-rated movie I saw in the theater.
Ooh.
Gosh, that's a good one. Probably RoboCop. My dad took me to that one.
I think it was Evil. The reboot of Evil. Is it Evil Dead? Is that what it's called? For
Oh,
me?
that movie stunk.
Yeah, it was
Peter,
really bad. It wasn't worth it.
we missed your questions. I apologize. Ask them again.
One thing I will recommend. I just watched this today actually because oddly enough, it was just available online for some reason. The Crazies. Now this is a movie that kind of went under the radar like back in 2010. It's a remake of a George Romero horror movie, and he did the original Night of the Living Dead. If you can find a copy of it, it's really good, and I mean that sincerely. I'd seen it a couple years ago, and I'd forgotten how good it was. It really didn't get the attention it deserved. So if you can find a copy of The Crazies, it's pretty good.
Somebody said all of us are wrong. Mountain Dew for the win.
Ugh,
I used to drink
gross.
Mountain Dew, and then I stopped, and I've tried since, and all I can taste is the vegetable oil in it.
Oh, it's so nasty.
Freaking
weirdos.
Did Peter ask anything?
He said he asked questions.
I say, you don't like me, do you, Peterbilt Nation? I can't answer that.
Can we unmod Red? She keeps being gross in the chat and needs to be bopped.
No, you can't unmod Red.
She's being gross.
Gross how?
What did she say? What did she say?
She keeps talking about tampons.
Well, she is better red than dead.
Ugh. Monkey, this is what happens when you give the wrong people a wrench.
You have a wrench.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't talk about tampons in the chat.
Well, you can go ahead and do so. It's a free country.
I don't want to because it's nasty.
Oh, so
tampons aren't nasty in and of themselves.
Yeah, feminine hygiene products are
she
nasty.
said a used tampon.
Wait, are you a free Peter?
Where did she say that? What did I miss?
Yeah.
I was
Why
too
not
busy
use
looking for
tampons?
Peter.
It's nasty. She needs to stop it.
I didn't say anything about that for the last hour or more. Okay, well. Maybe that's just how often SDA pays attention to the chat.
Where did you see that?
Yeah, I must have missed it. Yeah, Dr. Pepper is awesome. Dr. Pepper.
I like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper is one of the few, if you drink diet, it actually tastes the same.
Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
The other one is A&W.
Well, if we're on tampons and Dr. Pepper, I think we're pretty close to wrapping up.
I think so. Guys, if we didn't get to your questions, Peter, you can ask me next time. Chad, thank you so much for coming. Scribe, SDA, pleasure as always. You guys, your life makes me sad. I'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.